Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back. Today on Space Hulk, we're going to start some of the custom missions on the hardest difficulty, which, proof. So difficulty in Space Hulk really just comes down to, how often the Gene Stealers spawn. So there's nothing else, you can't have, like, less amount of Terminators or anything like that, but today we're just going to go through the originals, and I think most of these are just missions that come with the box. I think I played most of these on the actual tabletop, but we'll start with Suicide Mission, which is of course the classic intro, and we'll go from there. All we gotta do is flame a room. Now, admittedly, these levels are probably gonna look a lot easier than they actually are, just because I've played this game so many times. As I said before, this is easily one of my favorite games, or if not my most favorite game of all time. So, what I'm gonna be trying to do here is basically complete these without losing anyone. We'll see if that's possible. So we'll just hang out in this mode. This is where someone dies all the time. Yep. Gotta block that, kill him, and then shoot. So AdCad's pretty much done his job. So now we'll see what else goes on. And yep, let's... Oh! Shit. Alright, well... that kind of throws a little snag into things, doesn't it? Alright, well, we need to get Azrael following him. Man. Yep, I knew it. Yep. I was just sitting there like, I wonder if oh no. Ah. Okay, well. Could be a little rusty. Haven't played in a while. Oh boy. Alright, well, as you've seen from my little I was like, oh, you know what, I should probably move him back because... yeah, otherwise, they can hop. They can hop across those one little tile intersections pretty easy if they want to without getting killed. So, my bad. So again, AdCat here. Ezekiel needs to just come straight here. Azrael needs to get out of the way. Sergio, I'll just have him come here, and then we'll put him on the crosswalk this time. So, yeah, kind of froze up there. Just like, but now this should go pretty good. Now, as usual, we're gonna have, oh, no! Bolter's jammed. Oh, okay. Whew. Okay. So, we'll just make sure you're watching this direction. Otherwise, everything else is going fine. Looks like we don't have a Gene Stealer running up and trying to smoke us. Oh, hold on. Oh! Yep. Okay, so... Aradiel... okay, Aradiel did fine. And Ezekiel's in position. Let's actually pause this. Have Ezekiel walk here, and then have Sergio move up. Aradiel's gonna move up here. He's gonna shoot this door, because he's a nice gentleman, and then we can pause it. Move up, and then just have him flame this area. And then that's it. Easy peasy. Only took me one time. But yeah.
You have succeeded.
So that wasn't that bad, considering. It's been a while since I played on the hardest difficulty, and the main, obviously it's like how fast do the Gene Stealers get to the door before AdCAD does? Is there a Gene Stealer around the corner? I mean, the AI, when it comes to long-range combat, the AI is completely competent, but when it comes to like, oh, I should stop at this corner and let the Gene Stealer come around it before I move around it, AI can't really comprehend that. And I mean, I don't know if that's easy. I think that makes the game too easy if you just program the AI to be able to do that. So 50 seconds, killed 28 Gene Stealers, got a 542 rating. That's pretty good. No one died. That's the only one I care about. I don't care how long these take. I mean, obviously I'm going to try to do them as fast as possible. But I don't really care about how many we kill or the rating. But I'm going to try to do these without Terminators dying.
Here are your objectives. 3 Terminators must survive. Hold out for 5 minutes.
So this one is actually, I'm gonna jinx myself by saying this, but I'm fairly certain that this one is actually pretty easy to complete.
Be wary.
There are some hard parts, specifically.
Withdraw to this
So basically, all we have to do is hold our position here. Problem with that is
Azrael.
everyone kind of starts off in these weird, kind of like not very good starting positions, and funnily enough, if you just left them where they are, oh, I don't want to do that. Hold on. Yep. Oh, and for some reason that guy made it through the. And you're out of flames. Okay. How did that guy? Oh, that is a. Let's attack. Alright, how's everyone doing? Sergio's doing great. Okay, yeah, so we've won this one. Alright, Sergio, you come around the corner, you can handle these guys. Have a radio watch this direction. Oh! Hold on. No! Oh, he did it. Azrael. Clutch survived that. So, yeah, I mean, so this actually brings up a great point between the differences between Space Hulk, Vengeance of the Blood Angels, Space Hulk board games, of course, and even the older Space Hulk 1993, the one that came out before this. Oh, shoot. That. When you have your Terminators looking down a corridor, it's pretty much nigh impossible for them to die. I mean, like I find it pretty much inconceivable that we would lose this. The only way we would lose this if somehow, and the AI is not really programmed to handle this, but they run up here, or they all wait. Like if they all sat here and waited in a line, and then they ran up, got to the sides, ran over, and ran through here. And we can actually prevent that from happening by just having him move back, but it's not going to happen. The AI is not capable of that. But, so, kind of the interesting thing about this version of Space Hulk compared to pretty much every other version, except I haven't played Deathwing yet, so I don't know anything about it. But when the bolters jam in Space Hulk, that's a serious issue. So, let's take this. So, first Gene Stealer comes around the corner, bolters jams. What is he gonna do? Well, typically what that means is that the Gene Stealers should be able to get pretty close to him before he can unjam his weapon. But that doesn't actually matter because in this version of the game, when the bolters jam, I mean, it unjams relatively quickly. I mean, we saw last episode or last mission that when I run around that corner, my bolter jammed and I had to fight a couple of guys and I mean that was pretty much death right there. If I wasn't controlling them in melee, the AI isn't gonna win melee combat like that with a couple of Gene Stealers in a row. It almost never happens. So basically what I'm saying here is, in this version of Space Hulk, Terminators are pretty much unstoppable at ranged combat. When one of the balancing acts that has been in place in Space Hulk is the jamming. And the first Space Hulk, 1993, that one, when you jammed your weapon, I mean, there was a pretty good chance that the Gene Stealers at the end of the corridor would make it all the way up to your guy before he unjammed. And I think that's really probably one of the main things that this game really needed, was having when your bolter jams, having that last a lot longer than it does. Because at these ranges it's just, and you know what, maybe that's more realistic to the lore of the 40k, but I don't know, I'm not an expert. But as far as game mechanics, I mean, you're pretty much invulnerable as a Terminator in ranged, as you can see. I mean, we're not running out of ammo, there's no ammo, don't have to reload. The only thing you have to worry about is getting jammed, and that just happens when that does happen. Unless they're already up in your face, you really have no chance of getting killed. So, we're almost done here with this mission. But basically, the main problem with this mission is you can kind of leave. So this guy starts here in the middle, and you kind of want to move him up here. And from this spot, even if he has Gene Stealers come at him from both directions, probably not a big deal. And, this guy, he spawned right here. And him moving up to here is actually kind of dangerous, because the Gene Stealers can make it up to him beforehand. And as you saw before, the place where I sent the flamer, if they just rush down that corridor, you might not have enough flamer ammo to stop them before the other guy gets up. Almost 1,000 rating, no Terminators killed, and 564 Gene Stealers killed. Wow. And you're gonna see probably a lot more numbers than that as we continue on with this hardest difficulty sort of playthrough.
Here are your objectives. 1. Terminator must move to this area. A cyber-altered task unit must be retrieved.
Okay, I like this mission a lot. This one might actually cost us a couple of... it might actually take a couple of playthroughs. It can be pretty tough. So, here's our dude with the Cyberalls, a task unit. We need to move him here, and then have him back up. And then Sergio needs to move here, and then Aradiel is just gonna be backup guy. Conrad, he's going here. Linus is going up right behind him. Gabriel, you have to go here. Gideon, you're going here. And Marcus is going. Okay, so kind of. So, oh man. Oh. Yeah, so this right here, this is like 99% of the time when this guy fails his job is when you just die horribly. So far, good. Oh. So, let's just play as Gabriel here. So one thing I like to do is you tell the Terminator where to go, and then you just kind of chill. And if you need to change anything, you can. But see, like I'm not clicking attack here. See, I can move. Ooh. I wasn't controlling him there. Looks like we did have a Terminator die. So we need to... We did have someone die. That's unfortunate. I am going to complete the mission though, just to show you how it's done. I mean, it's not the end of the day if someone dies.
Sergio,
Sergio, I'm sorry to say it, but you failed us. So,
move to this point.
from this point, what we've done is we've pretty much locked
Move to this
the
point.
Gene Stealers into their spawn locations.
Ahead.
And we can just kind of tell AdCAD, hey,
Point. Advance to this room.
finish the mission, homie.
Move to this
So,
point.
a good point. So earlier I was saying, oh yeah, so storm bolters, they don't really jam, and it's unless they're already up in your face, you don't really have to worry about it. Well, now let's talk about flamers and Vengeance of the Blood Angels. Well, flamers and the so Vengeance is actually the first time I played Space Hulk, first time I was introduced to 40k. But flamers, I kind of felt like they were people you had to babysit. You know, they didn't really do anything. And sometimes you can use them pretty strategically, like we did on the last mission. I'm going to replay this, unfortunately. We lost a Terminator. So... no, we did complete the mission, so I think I'm only going to replay it maybe once or twice. I don't want to sit here and replay the same mission over and over and over. Because these missions really aren't that tough.
Be wary.
But as I was saying, so flamers, on the other hand,
Move to this
they're,
point.
you know, they're not very good. They're not
Move to this point.
very good.
Conrad. Lioness. Gabriel. Proceed to this area. Gideon. Marcus.
Because it's real time.
Advance to this room.
Alright, what do we have going on here?
Ezekiel. Azrael. Sergio. Aradiel.
We got a lot of stuff going on right here.
Lion. Gabriel. Akia. Azrael.
Oh, Azrael, I love you.
Sergio.
Okay, how are we doing? Oh.
Lion. Gideon.
Ah, he died! Oh, he died too! Okay, well, we've had
Akia. Azrael. Sergio.
some serious problems happen on this one. No. Yes.
Aradiel.
And then you need to run this way.
Move to this point. Move to Conrad. Marcus. Akkad. Ezekiel. Azrael. Sergio.
So, yeah, flamers, unfortunately, they really just don't do what they do in the other games. They're supposed to control the battlefield a lot better than they do
To this point.
in this game
Arad.
on the tabletop, because again, tabletop turn-based, so you lay down
Akkad.
some fire, and that's supposed to, you know, pretty much
Advance to this room.
lock down an entire hallway or an entire corridor for a certain amount of time, and it's really not a lot of time. Like, I feel like they could have doubled the amount of time that a flamer stays lit in Vengeance, and that would be a bit more, maybe it would be a little overpowered, but I mean, it's a single player game, who cares? But I just find flamers to be pretty much useless in this game. You know, there's a lot of missions, of course, where you have to control them, and, you know, they have to do the objectives for you and stuff like that, but
It's coming out. All mission objectives met.
yeah, they aren't very good, unfortunately. So the intersection is the Terminator's worst foe in this game. Not the Gene Stealers, but the intersection. I'll try this one more time to get the sort of, you know, really nice, oh, nobody died on the hardest difficulty challenge accepted. But,
Be wary.
oh,
Ezekiel.
No, it's funny because usually Azrael's the one who dies. I think I'm gonna have like Sergio go here, and then have Aradiel go here. Conrad, Lioness.
Proceed to this area. Gideon.
Go, 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 go.
Marcus. Advance to this room.
Oh, man. There's so much anxiety watching these guys.
We must prevail.
Oh no.
Azrael.
So,
Aradiel.
oh god. Oh, okay. So, I probably need to at some point talk about that melee combat. But basically, how that works is you have to. It's kind of. You have to watch the Gene Stealers sort of cues that they give you. Because, like. So when they dip their head like that, that's kind of like the, okay, you need to attack right away. Otherwise, if they don't dip their head, then you want to make sure that you're watching if they're going to attack low or they're going to attack high. Alright. Well, we did it. So, victory walk. So when Gene Stealers attack you in melee, you, the player, way more competent than the AI. And you really just need to watch the cues that the Gene Stealers get, or they give, I mean. So they either attack left, attack right, they attack high, or they attack low. If they attack high, you have to press the defend button twice. If they attack low, you have to press it once. And sometimes when they kind of dip their head like that, you gotta attack right away. Because I'm pretty sure if you just wait around, you can't just sit in combat and deflect their blows. Eventually they just kill you if you spend too much time in melee with a Gene Stealer. Bam. So there we have it. Minute 50, no one died. Yay.
Here are your objectives. Purge these points with flame.
So you gotta look at the cues, and the more you like get into melee combat with Gene Stealers, the more you just kind of learn how easy it is to kind of defeat them. It's kind of funny that it's actually just completely possible to just run around as a Stormbolter Terminator and kind of just annihilate them, you know? Oh, this is such a tough mission. Oh, phew. Well, that time we got the Terminators to do what they're supposed to do without much grievances. But yeah, it's just kind of funny that as the player, you are so powerful in melee compared to everyone else. And, you know, it's kind of like where a majority of the skill is. Other than the strategy. But there are times when you just straight up get killed and there's nothing you can do about it. I believe there are animations where the Gene Stealers just, bam, murder you. And there's not much you can do about it. But there are some animations where the Gene Stealers just, like, they do this really quick jab at you to the lower left. Sometimes it's the lower right. I think they're all mirrored. So, being able to stop those really quick jabs can be really difficult because you're kind of waiting for that cue, and then but before you really get a chance to realize what they're gonna do, they just, you know, and you die. But there's a very similar animation to the quick jab that you straight up can, there's no way you can stop it, and there's just a certain percentage amount of the time that if you get into melee with a Gene Stealer, you will just straight up die. So I am kind of making these look pretty easy.
Here are your objectives. 5 Terminators must exit via this point.
These ones, so I like these ones a lot because you can just kind of like click on all of your Terminators and have them all go towards that point and have this sort of mad dash to see who survives.
All's quiet at the moment.
But since we're trying to, you know, not have everyone die,
Azrael.
we have to do things a different way.
Proceed to this area. A radio.
So I think there's 5.
Advance to this room. Lioness.
There's 5 locations.
Gabriel. Proceed to this area. Gideon. Move to this point.
I believe this map, there's like 5 areas that you have to defend. Oh, hold on.
Ezekiel. Azrael. Sergio. Arad. Conrad.
Yeah, this one. Oh, there's a quick jab. Oh, I stopped it. Whew, man, that gives me a heart attack. Yeah, so that was a quick jab. That was kind of like your standard high attack. I'm gonna get instant killed here. I think I'm dead. Well, there's another quick jab that I stopped. Wow. I thought I might have just gotten insta killed there. You can't get insta killed if you're getting attacked by multiple Gene Stealers from different directions.
Move to this point.
Let's see. I think we're doing good. I think we got it.
Azrael. Sergio. Arad. Conrad. Lioness.
Alright. Yeah. Wow.
Proceed to this area.
So, yeah. I mean, no Terminator in any version of the game, except for this version, I think, is going to be able to survive being in melee with that many Gene Stealers that many
Move to this point.
times. It's not really feasible.
Ezekiel. Azrael. Sergio. Arad. Conrad.
Wait, who's this guy? Oh, okay. We did lose someone, didn't we? No, we didn't. So, yeah, just enough points that you can lock them down with 5 guys, and you send your other 5 guys to here. So, and again, it's really not that hard to complete this with
Move to this point.
less than 10 people. You know,
Your mission was a glorious victory.
losing Terminators isn't the end of the world. It's just kind of like, well, you play on the hardest difficulty, you don't lose any Terminators, and you try to do it as fast as you can, you know? That seems to be the hardest way to play the game. But I believe we have one. Let's look. I believe we have one less mission. Oh no. Got. Oh yeah. Alright, so we have defend. Oh yeah, this one.
Here are your objectives. Prevent enemy contact here. Hold out for 5 minutes.
So another one of those where you have to hold out for a certain amount of time. So I don't foresee. I'll just restart this one if a Terminator dies. But I'm pretty sure we're just gonna win it here, and you know that of course will be the end of the episode.
Be wary.
But we need to have these guys
Conrad.
run up here.
Lioness.
What else do we want to do? So this guy goes here,
Marcus.
and Marcus comes up here.
Akan. Ezekiel. Azrael. Sergio.
And that's all you really need to do.
Aradiel. Advance.
It can be a little difficult. This mission is actually really tough when you're playing it on any version other than this one. Again, it comes down to that Storm Bolter problem I was talking about.
Ezekiel. Azrael.
Okay, he survived that even though I was like being slow as molasses there. So
Conrad.
this Gene Stealer is like, I want to end your playthrough right now. Nope.
Lioness. Gabriel.
Man, holy crap. They really just swarm in here. Yep. Oh my god, dude, shoot! Alright. Well. Oh, yeah. Oh, he wasn't even trying to move. Alright. Well, so that should be it. We can move him back. Just keep these guys here. If we want to be extra safe about it, we move these guys back. Move him back. So again, it's just straight up impossible for the AI to be able to handle you when you have this lockdown on all of the corridors here. This is not an easy mission in the board game, surprisingly. I mean, again, if you weren't jumping into your Terminators to do the melee, this mission would be a lot harder than what we just saw. Actually, a safer way to do that is to have kind of like, instead of moving these guys into these square rooms, you move them here. And then when these guys move up, have them move in one. I mean, they don't have to move in one, but if you just leave them here, like, they still protect this corridor here. So you don't have to move these guys into this room if it's too crowded with gene stealers. The way I did that was just it was kind of being careless, really. You can be a lot more careful than I am. You really want to move these guys back, because if, let's say, for some reason you have a bunch of gene stealers spawn here, they could kind of run up and get... I've had them run up and get these guys if I just left them at this door. So you want to move them back. But otherwise, I mean, there's no way you could possibly lose this mission at this point. And that's not how it is in any of the other games. You know, one of the other big differences between this version and most of the other versions is that there's no blips. You know, like, we're looking at the map right now, and we see the gene stealers one by one. And in most other versions of the game, I think, they're blips. And when you reveal a blip, it's 1 to 3 gene stealers. 1993, the previous version, had blips. And I'm not sure why they got rid of them. Because that was kind of the dangerous part, right? Is that if you see 3 blips coming towards you, that could be 1 to 9 gene stealers, not just 3 gene stealers. But this, you kind of have that 1-for-1 representation, and it kind of takes some of the mystery out of it. So, not sure why the developers did that, but again, right now we're playing some of the easier missions, and because we get access to 10 Terminators in most of these, that makes it real easy. When you have just enough Terminators to cover every spawn zone, pretty easy gameplay there, right? Well, once we start getting to the later missions, when you only have 5, 3, or 1 Terminator, that's when it starts getting pretty tough. But these are kind of intro missions, and I wouldn't expect anyone new to the game to be able to do these missions the way I have. And having that kind of like strategy, the strategy of the Overwatch. What corridors are most important for your Terminators to sit down and shoot? And that's another thing about the map design here. We have these long corridors that make it easy for the Terminators to shoot forever and not have to worry about it, but it ain't like that in some of the other missions. So I think the developers did a good job with this game. And I really wish any of the Space Hulks that would have come out since this one were like this one, but we have the turn-based ones and Deathwing. So that's it for the classic missions, and I'll talk to you all later. Ciao!